Welcome to Soniteka video game. Igor here with you. Today, we're not just talking about a game, we're talking about the redemption of a legend. Battlefield 2042 disappointed many, but now, 4 years later, Battlefield 6 is trying to make things right. Did it succeed? Let's find out together. When Battlefield 2042 launched back in 2021, it left the franchise in crisis. It had potential, flashy graphics, ambitious scale, but it lacked the structure and identity that once made Battlefield legendary. Players were frustrated, servers were broken, and many feared the series would never recover. Now, 4 years later, Battlefield 6 isn't just a sequel, it's redemption. It's DICE saying, we remember what Battlefield is supposed to be. And thankfully, they've delivered the strongest entry in over a decade. The setting, a war that feels uncomfortably real. The campaign unfolds across multiple continents, from the frozen streets of Oslo to the burning oil fields of the Middle East, and finally to the towering skylines of Neo-Tokyo. The world has fractured under the weight of resource scarcity and political collapse. Private military contractors fight proxy wars for the world's remaining superpowers, while civilians struggle to survive amid chaos. It's not pure science fiction. The technology feels grounded: advanced drones, exosuits, railguns, but everything still fits within the logic of near-future warfare. The atmosphere is dense and believable, from propaganda broadcasts in destroyed cities to abandoned refugee camps on the edges of war zones. Battlefield 6 captures a grim sense of global desperation. You can feel that the world has already lost something, and the fighting is just what's left after civilization breaks. Sauithin 8th Year Kreisipur campaign, short but impactful. The single-player campaign lasts about 7 to 8 hours, split across 6 missions. You'll jump between perspectives: a drone operator guiding strikes from a command bunker, a recon sniper trapped behind enemy lines, a pilot navigating through a storm of anti-air fire, and a ground engineer tasked with defending a convoy under siege. Each mission highlights a different side of war. The pacing is tight. There are no filler moments. The set pieces are cinematic without being over the top, and you're constantly switching between stealth, open combat, and vehicular sections. One standout mission, Echo Ridge, takes place during a thunderstorm in the Alps. You infiltrate an enemy communications base while lightning constantly illuminates the landscape, revealing both allies and enemies. It's tense, atmospheric, and pure battlefield energy. Still, the campaign's biggest weakness is its writing. The story is serviceable but predictable, and while the performances are decent, you never quite connect emotionally with the characters. It feels like a beautiful war story, told from a distance. Multiplayer, the real heart of Battlefield 6. Of course, Battlefield has always lived and died by its multiplayer, and this time, it's back to full glory. 128 player matches return, but they're far better optimized and balanced than before. The class system has been overhauled again, returning to the classic 4 archetypes: assault, frontline fighters, engineer, vehicle specialist, support, healers and resuppliers, and recon, scouts, and snipers. Each class now feels meaningful. Engineers actually repair vehicles quickly. Recons have tools for spotting enemies and jamming drones, and support players can carry portable cover or deploy ammo crates mid-fight. Team play matters more than ever. You won't win by lone wolfing it. Squads that coordinate make all the difference. Voice communication, spotting systems, and synchronized vehicle assaults create that old Battlefield magic. Those chaotic, cinematic moments that look scripted but happen naturally. The weapon handling is easily the best in the series. Guns feel punchy and responsive. with just the right amount of recoil and kick. Every weapon sounds unique, from the deep thud of an LMG to the sharp crack of a DMR. Vehicles are another major highlight. Tanks now feel heavy and mechanical, not like floating boxes. Helicopters demand precision and timing, while jets finally deliver the speed and control that fans wanted. DICE also added new hybrid vehicles like amphibious transports and hovercrafts that can glide over land and sea, adding layers of tactical creativity. Maps and level design. The maps are massive but also smarter. Instead of empty, sprawling spaces, each area is broken into meaningful sectors with objectives that encourage movement and strategy. Neo Tokyo is the visual showcase. Rain drenched streets, glass towers collapsing under missile fire, and glowing neon signs reflecting off puddles. Red Harbor mixes infantry combat with naval engagements, where players can board ships mid battle or use cranes to swing across platforms. Frostline Base in Norway introduces blizzards that reduce visibility and freeze rivers, changing traversal routes mid match. The environmental destruction returns in full force. Entire skyscrapers can collapse, bridges can be blown apart, and even smaller buildings crumble realistically. Unlike 2042, destruction now serves gameplay, opening new sightlines or blocking vehicle routes dynamically. Graphics, sound, and immersion. On PlayStation 5 and high-end PCs, Battlefield 6 is visually stunning. The Frostbite 4 engine delivers next-gen lighting, volumetric fog, and near-photorealistic particle effects. Explosions have weight and smoke behaves realistically, drifting across the battlefield and obscuring your vision. Weather isn't just visual flair anymore, it's a weapon. Sandstorms blind snipers, rain muffles footsteps, and snowstorms force players into close quarters fights. These transitions are seamless, and they give every match a cinematic rhythm. Sound design remains the gold standard of the FPS genre. The battlefield sounds alive. Gunfire echoes across valleys, tanks roar like beasts, and collapsing buildings create a deep, thunderous rumble. Even the subtle touches, radio chatter, ricochets, bullet whines, build tension. When a jet screams overhead and drops flares, you feel it in your chest. Technical performance is where Battlefield 6 finally redeems DICE's reputation. On PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, the game holds a stable 60 frames per second even in massive battles. On PC, the optimization is much better than 2042's launch disaster. Frame pacing is consistent and load times are short thanks to SSD integration. Crossplay now works smoothly, matchmaking is faster, and hit registration is vastly improved. Server crashes still happen, but rarely. DICE's backend netcode finally feels robust enough for competitive play. Weaknesses and criticism. Despite its strong return, Battlefield 6 still stumbles in a few key areas. The campaign, while visually impressive, lacks emotional depth. It feels more like a training ground for multiplayer mechanics than a true narrative experience. Balancing issues occasionally crop up, especially with vehicles and air support. Skilled pilots can dominate entire matches, leaving ground troops frustrated. Weapon meta also shifts rapidly as patches roll out, sometimes nerfing fan favorite setups. And yes, the monetization debate continues. While microtransactions are purely cosmetic, the presence of a battle pass system still feels unnecessary. It doesn't break the game, but it cheapens the immersion a bit. Battlefield never needed flashy skins to feel rewarding. The community and post-launch plans. What really gives Battlefield 6 staying power is its renewed focus on community feedback. DICE has promised a full year of free seasonal content, new maps, and balance updates, all without pay-to-win mechanics. Already, community servers are back, allowing players to create custom modes like Hardcore Infantry, No Vehicles, or even classic BF3 rule sets. The in-game progression system feels rewarding without being grindy. You unlock weapons and gear naturally by playing, not by chasing endless XP milestones. If DICE continues this approach, Battlefield 6 could have a lifespan similar to Battlefield 4, which remained active for nearly a decade. Final verdict, a worthy comeback. Battlefield 6 isn't perfect, but it's proof that DICE listened. It's the most complete Battlefield since BF3 and BF4, combining cinematic warfare with mechanical precision and raw chaos. The balance of realism and fun is spot on. It's brutal, unpredictable, and spectacular in all the right ways. While Call of Duty continues to chase quick reflexes and smaller arenas, Battlefield 6 stays true to what made it iconic: scale, teamwork, and unforgettable moments. It's not about kill counts, it's about stories. The time you parachuted from a jet, sniped a pilot midair, and landed in the middle of a collapsing building. That's Battlefield. And that's about it for this review. Thanks for watching. My rating for this game would be 8.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you think about the game. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.